today's going to be all about getting stuff done. I've been sitting on this contours map lesson for ages now, and I just need to get it done. So what I'm going to be doing today is finalising it. However, I just found out something very frustrating, but also quite interesting when it comes to creating maps in snowy areas. And this impacts on students too, if they're creating worlds. Alright, so I have clearly signed the snow. I think we're all in agreement there. However, save and quit, right? In the picture, right? Definitely signed the snow. If I go back into that, have a look what happens. It disappears. So my guess, because I got really frustrated because I cleared all of this snow off this section of the map, saved it and came back in and it was all back. So I spent ages clearing the snow. I set up command blocks. I did it on a stream, I'm pretty sure. And cleared all of this snow, saved it and came back to find that Minecraft doesn't care what you do with something like snow. It'll just put it back. So what I'm assuming is happening there is that Minecraft is just going, oh, okay, it is a snowy biome, let's pretend the snow has happened, is basically what I am guessing is happening. So what I want to do, because I think this will resolve the issue, is I'm going to come up quite high. And I should note that down. Get a pen and notepad out. 429 and negative 1447. Because I want to know. So we're going towards negative that, negative z, and we're going towards negative x. Okay. So I want to get back to 429 and 1447. Right, so I want to go higher. Because what I want to do, so we could probably do it from out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create glass, basically a glass cover over this entire, or at least this snowy section of it. So, fill from where I am, need to note that the y coordinate, we're at 222. Fill from where I am to tilde negative 100. Oh, I don't need that, of course. Tilde negative 100. Learning to type. Glass. Oh. Right. So now if I just go along here, because I'm not sure 100 is enough. $100 blocks is a long way to walk. Yeah, it's not, I don't think. So if we stand here and do that exact same command, it's 1 block higher because it is, and we're now beyond all of that, which is great. So now if we come back over here and check that we've covered the snow out in this corner, which I believe we have. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to do that test again. So if I come over here and I sign the snow again, Ooh. Gotta make sure I sign it right. Let's not do the whole thing, let's just go elf. Alright, clearly sign the snow again. Let's save and quit. In the picture, let's go back in and see if it stays. It does. Now, I'm guessing see, but it hasn't covered this in snow. That's really intriguing. I would have expected that the snow, all of that pattern of snow, be up here on this. That's really, really interesting. There's that little bit of snow out here. Oh well, we won't worry about that. So now I've got to go through and clean out all of the snow again. And that's the problem right there. I need to go back and have a look at how I did it last time, because this is going to take forever. Water? Water might work. I wonder whether those... That's the beacon one. What are you? Snow layer. Yeah, so that one's the one that'll do it. Underneath me. Yeah, okay. Oh, of course, I'm in creative. But that will work. Except for that kind of situation. Oh, I'm rocking this. This is working oh so well. So does it wipe out the bigger ones? Yes, it does. So the next trick's going to be clearing out all the water I've just put down. Okay, so what if not sure this water was a good idea. So you got to try and find the source blocks. Speaking of source blocks, this update has broken the animal cell animations for flowing water. I was having a bit of a play because I was going to work on the animal cell today. I don't know whether I will. I'm a bit frustrated. I don't know whether to be frustrated at myself or frustrated at Microsoft in the most recent update, because I don't remember deleting the animal cell world, but there is a version that is no longer on my computer here that I believe was before this update, and I do have a backup of this stuff, but for some reason, and I'm not going to spend hours chasing it, I can't recover the files out because the path is too deep. So the file name is far too long for it to get it out of the backup software. Now that being said, the backup software is free and I could pay for it, and that may allow me to do a better job of it, but I'm not sure exactly how much I've lost if that makes sense. So I'm not sure how much time and effort to put in to trying to get that back at this stage. So this seems to be working okay. Ooh. Unless you do things like that. It's probably easier than running over all of the blocks like I did last time. Just finding all of the source blocks afterwards. Ooh. So this snow aside, to make this map usable by others, I need to sort out a way of either grouping the students or allowing the teacher to teleport them to those specific locations, or getting the students to teleport themselves to those specific locations. So that's sort of what else we'll be doing in here today, is sort of the starting location, because that has work that needs to be done to it. This is much quicker than what I did last time. Way quicker. Certainly a lot messier too, but way quicker. Didn't need those commands. Although that did start a whole level of thinking about how we could get those sorts of commands to auto, so we could sketch out a map or a city or whatever we wanted, and then use those commands to build that city out as we walked around it. I started looking at how we could use it to create mazes and things like that, but it came back to the idea that it was probably... Why am I making grass noises? It was cool and all, but probably not a longer term solution to the build issues and the long term needs of the community. Would not be addressed by that kind of setup. Certainly cool to know and cool to play with, but definitely not a long-term solution. So we've put in a request for build tools in Minecraft Education Edition, rather than having to go to, because I know a lot of map makers or content creators or whatever you want to call them for Education Edition use external tools. So instead of going to those external tools, that we could probably do it internally, would be great. Things like being able, like world edit basically is what, I mean, I'm used to using that, I guess, in the old version, but world edit would be absolutely amazing. Look at that. Yeah, world edit would be absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, but Top Snow, did you just... Are you an entity? No. Ooh. No, that's not right. So why did it say Top Snow? That's weird. But, apart from this bit over here, and this here, it's interesting. Let's get rid of this bit here. So I've been trying to work out the best way, because there are, or is the option for up to 3 groups to be working in here. Now originally this map was built for 3 different classes, and they would come in at different times, and then they would go through the doorway that led to their class. But what I might do It's interesting. The terrain generation's obviously changed a bit. Anyway, what I'm thinking I might do is set it up similar to that, whereby students can go through a particular doorway or something that will teleport them to that location. So essentially, students spawn in here somewhere, and then they need to be teleported to sort of group 1, group 2, or group 3. And then once they've finished that section, they need a way of going to either one of these 3, which is the opposite. Actually, they'll probably come to here first for the demonstration and then split into those 3. So there's basically 2 lessons in one here around that. So do we need to, so they're all the same mountain. So what I'm trying to work out here is the best way of describing, do we just go group 1, group 2, and group 3? Is it that simple? No. You know, so these guys are activity 1, and group 1, group 2, group 3. And these guys are activity group 1, group 2, group 3, although they would probably be, it messes with the lighting, here. So if we just did it like that, so group 1, group 2, group 3. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so there is going to have to be some sort of corral here. Dried kelp block. Ooh, new stuff to build with. There's so much here. Just get rid of this. Just show me things. Of course, this is now up to the newer version, but so what I want is probably something like this. Right. If we come back here, oop, that feels wrong, but anyway. And we get some planks. Do we want dark? Yeah, dark oak will do. So basically students go into one of these corrals, click the NPC and they get teleported to that particular mountain. Is basically the plan. So everyone's centered. I think, yeah, I feel like your corral's 1 block wider and that's going to irritate me. Is it? Yeah, it is. Oh well. Don't look at it, don't look at it, don't pay attention. Okay. So let's group 1. Hi there. You are now part of group 1. and then he is going to /tp at a inner radius of 2 to x, y, z. Now I don't know what x, y, and z are yet, so I guess I should probably work that out. So mountain 1 is 28664 negative 1488. Mountain 2 is, let's drop them here, 464 negative 1549. And group 3 can get thrown down this side. Group 3 is 315 64 negative 1642. The other thing I want to do is do teacher control panels. I can't remember if I already said that, but we're looking at teacher control panels as well. So there'll be a spot up there where teachers can go and actually manipulate the students, I guess. This sounds terrible, but you know, so that in between lessons, so for example, let's say building this mountain, they take a lesson and a half, you know, in that second half of that second lesson, the teacher can go, well, teleport all students that are done to here, and then once all students are here, we can go through this process together, and then they go back to these 3 here. So that's sort of making it easier for teachers to run is basically what I want to do. So let's go back to group 1 and change his coordinates to be 286 64 negative 1488. So now if I get out a world builder and talk to him, now part of group 1, was I not close enough? Okay, so radius of 2. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to get back. So what I want, radius of 2. I would have expected that. I suppose that's radius of 1, radius of 2. So we could probably change it to a radius of 3. So let's make it clear. Where you're going to get teleported. Dang it. So I want them to be teleported directly up to here. And of course we all know the only way to do that is to add a command, which is tp at s tilde, let's go 10 tilde as a button, do it, and up they are. Right, so now in theory, if I'm standing on the red, and I go out of there, I get teleported, which is great. Okay, I need to, I've already got that done. I need to trash this one. Ooh. Let's say group 1 red. Right, so now I am going to have to change this, because let's go with let's go something more obvious. One, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Messages. Don't really want that down there. Alright, and the NPC stands there, which means this shifts over one. What do I need you? So if we're building a 5x5, you're going to have to shift over 1 too. So what colour are you going to be? We got red, green, let's go with blue. I don't want snow anymore. 4, 5. 5. So hopefully what this will do is allow teachers to easily denote which group is which. So I might need to signify somewhere, somehow, which mountain is which, so that they can be keeping not a record, but when it comes to time to reflect and review, they can see which group did what. Right, and an NPC there. Okay, so ooh. So group 2 green, group 2, add a command /tp at a it's 3. Did I change 3 on the other one? 464 negative 1549. I change it to r equals 3. No. So now, in theory, even if I'm standing here, if I talk to you, I get teleported. Good. However, if I'm standing here and I talk to you, dang it. So should it be an r equals 2? Oh, wrong bit. Two. So now if I'm standing here, will I get teleported? No. So I won't get teleported, but if I'm standing here, I will, yes. So it's that kind of, which is fine. Make it clear that if they're standing on that, they will have been in that group. Now, I need to change you to an R2. Group 3. Blue. TP at A. Did I do at P in that other one? I think I did. At A. R equals 2 to 31564 negative. Is that 16 or 18? 1642. Right. So it's very clear, you know, go into the color that belongs to you. Now I was going to check whether this one was an at A or an at P. I did do an at A, good. So that means anyone standing on the green or anyone standing on the red gets teleported to that particular location. So what I'm going to do now is get teleported to these locations. Yes. Grab red wool. And do that. Teleport to your location. And that was green, wasn't it? And we come back here and do the same. So that way there is a clear indication which mountain belongs to which group. Right, so as a teacher or as a student, it is very clear which group I'm part of. Green, red, blue. Excellent. So that's the first bit. The other thing I need to, I guess, consider is the right word here, is how to explain this process here. Because I think that we didn't do it in that way. I'm pretty sure you went down a level. Like so, which means that you are down here, and what's next in the order? Yeah, see, this is the old order. So should I put the order in each of these locations? It used to go white, orange, magenta, but then they've changed it now. So do I need to change it to be more... Forget about the greys, blacks, browns. Do we go white, red, orange? That would make more sense. White, red, orange, yellow, green, dark green. Dark blue's already there, and then purple. So, I didn't get white. So that's actually where red would go. That's where orange would go. Green will be hard to see. Are we high enough yet? No. So if we grab white. Right, purple, pink, pink, and then we are going to have to go so the problem is it ruins all of this. Yeah, you're high enough. So that, yeah. Whereas these are all set up in that way. Orange, pink, and then yellow, is it? So this would be yellow. And then the student's task, ooh, is to complete this contour map as a team, of course. Complete this contour map and then have a look at it, and then that's what they've got to build over there. So do we stipulate the colors for the students, or do we let them decide? I think we can let them decide, can't we? I don't think there's any issue letting them decide what colors they want to use at layers, and then they're going to have to negotiate that with their friends. I think that's okay. Okay, so starting mount is set. First teleporting area is set. So now I want to work on a teacher. Is that it is a border block particle coming all the way up here. Wow. So up here is where I want the teacher platform. So they're not in there. Get rid of them. Do I have? Wow. Let's do this the easy way. And then slash give at p command block. So what I want the teachers to be able to do, right, I should get my plan out. Where's my plan? Draw a random contour map on the board. Activate 1. Students. Oh, sorry. Students join the teacher host. Why do you do that, Minecraft? Students join the teacher host world to run through the small tutorial bumped by the teacher, and the students can move to a large amount to begin create the content using color key provided. Okay, so we're getting rid of using a negotiated. So let's change that. Using a negotiated. If I could spell color key. Let's put that over here so you can see what I'm doing. So students join the teacher will run through a small bump by the teacher. At the conclusion, the students can move to the larger mountain and begin create the contour map using a negotiated color key. Activity 2, when students complete the creation of a contour map of a mountain, they begin the task of creating a mountain from a contour map. This allows students to Okay, so in here, teacher to use teacher platform to teleport all students to make a mountain demo area. Right, so that's sort of what we want to do there. So basically we want to be able to teleport all students from wherever they are into this location here. Right, and the reason I was going to do it above this section here is because this section means students can't actually build up to here. Right, so this is simple. This is just a TP at A. To a location here-ish. So this is, what's this? What are we going to call this? What are we going to call this? Get everything up back the way it was. Build demo. This I only need to name it so that's on my sheet. 30764 -1454. I probably should check that message at some stage. So now I've got that. Let's go back up. It's very slow flying up. Wish it would be quicker. You can fly quick, but as soon as you stop moving forward, you know, you go slow again. and I don't think the vertical movement is any faster. It's only the horizontal movement. Okay, so /TP at a RM equals 5 to 307.64 negative 1454. So what this should do, in theory, if I put a button on it, oh, different coloured buttons now. If I put a button on it, should teleport anyone who's greater than 5 blocks away to here. Okay, so in theory, the teacher will be standing close enough to not be teleported. Or if they're standing close, they will also be teleported down here as well. So this is the demo one where the students have to create the mountain as a whole group. I think if we're going to be consistent with that some of this should be filled in, and they are expected to fill in the rest. But this is also at the wrong level. Ooh. If we're going to be consistent, this is at the wrong level. And I'm all for consistency. Right. Oop. So I'm being a little bit random in how this is built up. Oh, they can't be there, can they? Can they? They can be below it. So we have one gap. No, that was right. That was right. You are up one layer. It was the demo mound that was wrong. Wonder why the demo mound was wrong. Wonder if I changed it. So now we can just be quite random in terms of some areas might be right up to it, some areas might not be, because the concept here is to let students know that contour maps don't tell you anything about the in-between. You can infer, you can guess, you can estimate, but you can't actually confirm what's there without further information, I guess is the best way to say it. So, you know, some parts of this might be really, really steep, others might not be, like so. And then, so I don't want to do much of this. I want the students to do over half because they're going to do it as a group. And see what they do with that. So there we go. So that gives them a bit of a demo about what they're supposed to do here, and they can finish that off. So they get teleported here, they get told to finish creating this mountain, and then they again go in their 3 teams, and it's probably just worth rebuilding it. Probably easier just to rebuild. Where's the best spot for it? That corner is definitely right. Okay. So, and then it's 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So there's not allow blocks under here, so students can't build under here. What about under here? No. So what? Okay, so I need to put build allow blocks under here. Otherwise students aren't going to be able to do anything. The same order as last time to avoid confusion. Red, green, blue. But under here, I forgot to do this internal wall. I'm going to need some build allow blocks underneath this. Why are they not already there? What did I use this for? Yeah, so they're definitely not there. Breaking. I probably should do this a somewhat easier way. Where's that hole? Not there. Ooh. There. Oh, nowhere near it. Okay. So we need allow blocks. Let's get them. Not elements, you, there. We haven't it, let's go one out. So here. You probably don't need to be. What are you doing placing there? Right, and then what I can do is I can go underneath. Sometimes the block placing in this just seems very odd. If I mark the extremities, right? It's really only that bit there that's key. Everything else, maybe not this way. I put in a query as to, I remember last time I was playing in here and I was going /WB, it was taking forever, but it seems to have resolved itself, so I don't know what the initial cause of that was. But it certainly wasn't replicatable by the rest of the team. Okay, so do I need to break the ice? Oof, don't do that. I don't know whether I really do need to. If we can find the extremities. Boo. Sound of breaking ice. Right. Oh dear. Right, so if we do that, right, and then that. If we just right. Whoa. Alright, so if we just start filling in like this. Right. Apart from the annoying noise. This should get us there, I would think. Can't sprint backwards. I even shows that. Sorry, I just noticing the character in the corner little actually shows the animation of what you're doing now. I didn't think he used to do that. Like he used to show you walking and stuff, but I never noticed him showing you when you were placing things. This is what is one of the most frustrating and time-consuming things about map making. It's just all of these little grunt work things. I mean, I technically could probably do this with commands of some sort, but getting it right would be quite tricky, I think. Without a whole heap, and I'm not sure it's worth the time, you know, of if that makes sense. I'm not sure it's worth the time to try and do it with commands and stuff or not. Just not sure. I mean, it's probably partly my own fault for building this where I did originally. But if we had like a visual fill or a selectable fill, visual being the key bit there, I think. Is that where you go? Yeah. If I had a way to visualize what I'd selected, and do this in a whole heap of little rectangles, I would. But because it's so nebulous and command based, I'm not comfortable doing that, because there's just too much that could go wrong. And without an undo, which is another request we've put in, is build tools with undo capability, so that when you do a fill command or something, and you do stuff it up, which happens, you can undo it easily. I've also thought that perhaps a ghosting of what you're doing, so whether it's a fill or a clone, they're the two main ones at the moment, but as an interim measure, whether you could ghost what it is you're creating as such, so that you can get a better idea of what's happening. Yeah, so that's sort of a thought as to a way that we could make this whole process easier and better for teachers, so that we get more content creators rather than just consumers. Not that the consumers are an issue, but if we want Minecraft to be sustainable in schools, you can't have a couple of hundred creators around the world. You need more than that. And creating good lessons takes time, takes a significant amount of time. Whether that's by you or by kids, it's going to take time, no matter who's building it. The advantage, I guess, is kids love it. Not all teachers do, and that's fine. I do. But not all teachers do, and not all teachers have time to spend time. You know, what am I at the moment? An hour just doing some final finishing touches on this map. You know, so it's certainly not sustainable for every teacher to be doing this, at least not in the way it currently is. So hopefully at some stage in the future we'll have more effective build options for those of us who do enjoy building or crafting those learning sequences, however you want to say it or put it. So nearly done here, which is good. you go there. So this will just ensure that kids can't mess about with activity 2. I guess. And we're done. So that area is now set up and ready for students to build. And you. Okay. Is there any others? Did I get them all? Probably should just check under here. All good there. What about checking under here? Aha! And under there is all good too. Okay. So now I need wool again. Do this one, get rid of that. So I need red. Green and blue, wasn't it? No, it wasn't the corners. This is wrong. Did I come out one too far? I'll probably come out one too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that. So I've done 5 and then that, I'm pretty sure. So we'll fix that in a bit. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're green. Nope, that's red. And blue. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we grab you. This is an easy fix. The movement is so slow now. Unless you actually, like, it's really weird. I can't figure out what exactly they've done. But when you're flying, you go slow. If you press control, you go faster, right? But if you are close to a block, so if we just, so I'm still flying. Yeah, so it's weird because sometimes it doesn't seem to do that. It doesn't seem to make you go faster. Here's a question. Nice. You go there. You go there. You go there. And then we'll get some coordinates. So this group can be, so 327 negative 1504. This group would go here. So 350, negative 1462. And group 3, go here, which is 391, negative 1519. Okay, group 1 red. Group 1, command TP at a equals 2 to 327.64, negative 1504. U, group 2 green. Teleport all players radius 2 to 350, negative 1482, I think. And I'll test all of these and put the little pad down again on them all. Group 3, blue. Slash TP at AR equals 2 to 391.64, negative 1519. I feel like I missed the 64 in this. I did. So I was lazy and didn't write it down, so I didn't read it. Okay, so that's that. So now I need you. New, and if we turn off world builder, talk to you, I get taken to here. And we come here. Wrong coordinates. You're supposed to be out here. So 1462, not 1482. I wasn't sure about that one, so that's why you test things. Go do the blue one. Wish you could just hit pretend I'm a student. Actually, I should put that in as a request. When you, because swapping between world builder and not world builder to do that is frustrating to say the least. I mean, they're shortened world builder and everything. So it does help, but how much easier would it be if you could sit here and go, pretend I'm a student right now, what happens? Just a toggle there. I think that might be very hard to actually implement, but I reckon that's about right. And we've got no more snow. Let's just confirm that. Save and quit. So I find it really interesting that it didn't put the snow back up. Yeah, okay. So the only other things I can think of doing to make this easier for teachers, right, for a start, is set world spawn here. is having these guys sealed off. Because what I found this out the other day. This is really neat. Alright. If you don't have World Builder, right, you can actually, even with an empty hand, so if I get an empty hand, I can't even, do you know what I mean? I can't even interact over these, which is really cool. So you can lock, for lack of a better way of saying it, gate things is probably a better way of saying it. So if we gate these guys and girls, or whatever they may be, these NPCs, behind things like this, so that students don't magically run away before we're ready for them to run away, alright, they can no longer do it. So now I need a few more commands up there in my command center. 287 64 negative 1470 2. Let's do each. Negative 1464. Hey. Unsurprisingly 1458, and I reckon it'll be 1452, but we always go to confirm. Yes, okay. So what I'm thinking here, and the reason I've just taken all three of those as separate coordinate sets. Okay. Sorry, just read that message. If the teacher only wants the students in one group, you know, they can only open up group 1. They can do that. If they want 2 groups, then they can open up group 1 and 2. If they want all 3 groups, they can open up group 1, 2, and 3 is what I'm thinking there. So that it prevents students going into groups they're not supposed to and then working on their own instead of working collaboratively with their classmates. That's what I'm thinking there, is around that. So that will work. So now I've just got to go, what if I just tilde 100 tilde. It's not enough. 150 would do it, or 120 even. So this needs hover text. Start Act 2. Okay, so we can put signs on them, and I probably will still put signs on them, but that's start activity 2. So over here somewhere we want 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups, right? 1 group, 2 group, go out with GORPs, 2 groups, and 3 groups, and we should go Act 1, Act 1, Act 1. So it means Activity 1, if you want 1 group, 2 groups, or 3 groups, you click the button on that. Right, so we go bang, bang, bang. So you become a /fill. I always find it easier to do it out here. 287 64 negative 1470 287 64 negative 1464 or air. Right, so that did that. So now if we go up, copy, paste. That's that, and then we go in here and we change 1464 to 1458, and we do it again in here and we change 1464 to 1452. So if I want 3 groups, click that and all 3 groups get opened up. I just think that might make it easier for the teachers to manage, right? So, and we'll do the same for activity 2. So everyone spawns in, teacher explains the activity here, clicks the button up there, and I'll give them the coordinates to teleport them to, so that'll be in the lesson plan. Clicks the button for how many groups they want. If everyone finishes and they're ready for activity 2, then they teleport everyone to here. They do this activity and then they go up there and decide how many groups they're going to have for activity 2. That makes sense to me, and I think, yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I think so. You time to get another post-it note. 32864 negative 1467 negative 1461 negative 1455 negative 1449 should be the coordinates I need, and I can feel a sneeze coming on. 61, 55 and 49. Let's go up 1150. Oh, that's not quite enough, but it's close. I feel like if this is activity 1, we should be going clockwise. So you should actually be here, right? Not there. And then, so that's not start activity 2, that's actually TP students PS's 2 activity 2. Right, and then we're going to have, I'm going to leave a little bit of a space. Actually, should we just, yeah, 1, 2, 3, like so. They're not lined up, as ridiculous as that sounds. And then if we come in here, go into here, and we change all of these coordinates to be 328, negative 1467, 328, negative 1461, that's the first one, so that's one group act 2. Just make sure we've copied that, put you in here, and instead of 1461 we go 1455, 2 groups act 2. And you change to 1449. Did I do that right? 3 groups act 2. 1455. Yep. Okay. Now you're not centered. Can you be centered? No, you can't. So don't worry about it. You, and you. So now if I hit this, that cleared those. So I need the teleport location for the teacher. Teacher controls 284224 -1452. And we'll go and put, I need them on my hotbar for that to happen. These back here. Oop, not there. Right, so what else does a teacher need to effectively run this? Right, they have the demo for both activities. Students finish them. Students can't get out of here until the teacher allows them from up there. Students then go off into there. Students can get teleported into, see, I've just hit control and it's not doing anything. If I hit space, all of a sudden I speed up. It's really weird. And it's really frustrating because I can't work out why sometimes it doesn't work. Anyway, students get teleported to here. They finish off activity, they finish off the demo for activity 2, and then they get into their groups to go and build one of those after the teachers hit the buttons up there. What am I missing? I can't think of anything else that needs to happen. See, this again. I can't think of anything else that needs to happen for this to work, apart from adjusting the lesson plan. So I'm 90% sure this lesson is now, or this world I should say, is now prepped and ready to go, ready to be used. We've got visual cues as to who's done what, and students can fly all the way up and take pictures and all that sort of stuff. So all of that sort of infrastructure, is that the right word, is all there and ready to go. Demos, no ability for the students to get out of place or out of order without the teacher interfering. And I think we're good to go, or as good to go as we can be. All right. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break, go get something to eat. And when we come back, I think we might start a new world. Yeah, I want to take that into MC Edit and clean it up because 21.5 meg is huge. I want to clean up around the island area there, so I might have to do that at some stage. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, get something to eat. When we come back, I think we'll start a new world, mining for data, because that's basically free reign with a sort of an area for collection of data, I guess. So I shall be back soon.